Welcome back to Virtual Stoic. Imagine living in a world where your happiness isn't tied to the approval or affection of others. A world where missed calls, longing glances, and thinking of you messages don't dictate your emotional well-being. This isn't some ancient fantasy, it's a reality you can start living today. Stoicism, a philosophy that has endured, offers the tools to find inner peace and happiness no matter what's happening around us. But how does this connect to making someone miss you? In love and relationships, we often crave attention and affection, believing external validation is the key to our happiness. Stoicism challenges this idea with a surprising yet powerful approach. By focusing on self-improvement, cultivating emotional independence, and living fully in the present moment, we enrich our lives and become naturally more magnetic. And ironically, that's when people begin to miss us, without us ever trying. In today's video, we'll dive deep into the Stoic principles of living and loving. You'll learn how embracing these timeless lessons can transform your relationships in ways you never expected. So stay with me as we uncover how to make them miss you, not through manipulation or mind games, but by becoming a source of strength, contentment, and self-sufficiency. And before we begin, a quick request. Your support means the world to us. Hitting that subscribe button is a small gesture that makes a big difference. Every part of this video has been carefully crafted to guide you toward a more fulfilling and stoic way of living. Stick around, and let's begin this transformative journey together. Number 1. Self-improvement. In our pursuit of happiness and fulfillment, it's all too easy to fall into the trap of seeking validation from the outside world. We start measuring our worth by the reactions, opinions, and attention we get, especially in our relationships. But what if there was a better way? A path that puts the power back in your hands. Stoicism, the ancient philosophy of resilience and wisdom, teaches us to focus on what we can control, our thoughts, actions, and reactions, while learning to accept what's outside our control, including the emotions and behaviors of others. This doesn't mean becoming cold or emotionless. Instead, it's about recognizing that true contentment and self-worth come from within, not from someone else's approval or attention. Think about it. When we base our happiness on being missed, desired, or noticed by someone, we hand over our power. We become reactive, constantly riding a roller coaster of emotions based on their actions or their silence. Stoicism invites us to step off that exhausting ride. By embracing its virtues, wisdom, courage, justice, and moderation, we build a resilient character, finding joy in self-growth and personal achievements. Now, this doesn't mean isolating yourself or caring less about others. Stoicism doesn't advocate emotional detachment. It promotes emotional resilience, the ability to form deep, meaningful relationships based on mutual respect and understanding, rather than dependency or neediness. Ironically, when we focus on self-improvement, we naturally become more intriguing and attractive to others. People are drawn to those who exude confidence, pursue their passions, and are content within themselves. The less you focus on trying to make someone miss you, the more likely it is to happen, because you're living your best, most authentic life. So how do we shift our focus from seeking validation to nurturing our inner world? Start by investing in yourself. Learn a new skill, pick up a hobby you've always been curious about, and dive deeper into understanding who you are and what you stand for. This journey of self-improvement isn't just fulfilling, it's magnetic. It makes you admirable and, yes, missable in the eyes of others. But remember, the ultimate goal of Stoicism isn't to suppress desires or deny our need for connection. It's to remind us that our happiness and worth aren't dependent on them. By anchoring yourself in Stoic principles, you can live a life of peace, fulfillment, and true independence. So let's embrace the Stoic way, focusing on self-improvement and finding joy within ourselves. Because true happiness starts from within. Number 2. Independence and emotional resilience. At the heart of Stoicism lies one of the most liberating principles. While we can't control the events or people around us, we can control how we respond to them. This fundamental idea shifts the power back into our hands, empowering us to take ownership of our emotions and reactions, no matter the circumstances. It's a principle that can completely transform the way we live, especially in a world where we're constantly bombarded by external pressures, societal expectations, the opinions of others, and even the unpredictability of life itself. But what exactly does emotional resilience mean in the Stoic sense? It's not about becoming numb to feelings or detaching from the world. Emotional resilience is about acknowledging your emotions, the highs, the lows, and everything in between, while refusing to let them control you. It's about understanding that your emotions are just visitors, not permanent residents. The Stoics taught us to focus on what we can control, our thoughts, choices, and actions, while letting go of what we cannot control, like the opinions of others, external events, or outcomes. This mindset is more than just a tool for personal peace. It's a lifelong strategy for building independence and emotional fortitude. Think about how often we let external factors dictate our mood. A harsh comment from someone can ruin an entire day. A missed call or lack of attention from someone we care about can spiral us into self-doubt. We've all been there, allowing the actions or inactions of others to influence how we feel about ourselves. Now imagine the freedom that comes when you step off that emotional roller coaster. When you realize that your worth isn't defined by someone else's validation, approval, or presence. That's the independence Stoicism offers, a way to engage with the world from a place of strength, confidence, and self-assurance. This independence doesn't mean isolating yourself or shutting out relationships. On the contrary, Stoicism encourages us to form deep, meaningful connections, but ones rooted in mutual respect and genuine understanding rather than dependency or fear of being alone. Consider how this applies to relationships. Stoicism teaches us that while we can love others deeply and care about them, our happiness should never hinge entirely on their presence, approval, or attention. This perspective allows us to enjoy relationships without losing ourselves in them. It helps us build connections based on trust and respect, not on insecurity or neediness. Emotional resilience also means accepting that life is in constant motion. People will come and go, situations will change, and challenges will arise. Stoicism reminds us that this ebb and flow is a natural part of existence. Rather than resist change, we must learn to adapt to it, finding strength in our ability to navigate life's uncertainties. But adaptability doesn't mean passivity. The Stoics were firm believers in living actively, engaging with our goals, pursuing our values, and striving for personal growth. This active engagement, combined with the ability to let go of what we can't control, is what creates true resilience. So how do we begin to cultivate independence and emotional resilience? It starts with self-awareness, taking the time to reflect on our thoughts, emotions, and reactions to life's challenges. Are we letting temporary emotions dictate our decisions? Are we reacting impulsively or thoughtfully? Regular self-reflection helps us identify patterns and make better choices. Practicing gratitude is another powerful tool. By focusing on what we already have rather than what's lacking, we shift our mindset toward abundance. Gratitude grounds us in the present moment, reminding us that happiness isn't something to chase. It's something to recognize right here, right now. We can also foster resilience by investing in self-improvement. This might mean learning a new skill, exploring a hobby, or diving deeper into understanding our values and beliefs. When we align our actions with our core principles, we naturally feel more grounded and confident. Lastly, challenge your perceptions. Ask yourself, are my emotional reactions based on the reality of the present moment, or are they tied to past fears, insecurities, or outdated beliefs? By questioning the narratives we tell ourselves, we can break free from patterns that no longer serve us. In embracing Stoicism, we learn to weather life's storms with grace, not by relying on others to shelter us, but by becoming our lighthouse. This journey toward independence and emotional resilience is one of self-discovery, growth, and empowerment. As we incorporate Stoic principles into our lives, we find that our ability to handle adversity grows stronger. Our relationships become healthier and more balanced. And most importantly, our capacity for joy and peace becomes limitless. So let's embrace the Stoic way, cultivating independence and finding strength within ourselves. Because when we anchor ourselves in these principles, we don't just survive life's challenges, we thrive through them. True happiness and resilience start from within. Number 3, creating a meaningful life. Throughout the centuries, the Stoic philosophers, great minds like Seneca, Marcus Aurelius, and Epictetus, have emphasized the profound importance of living a life aligned with our nature and the natural order of the universe. At its essence, this means understanding what truly matters and dedicating ourselves to a life guided by wisdom, purpose, and virtue. For the Stoics, the concept of a meaningful life isn't tied to external achievements like wealth, fame, or accolades. These things, while often pursued in modern society, are fleeting and beyond our ultimate control. Instead, they believe that true meaning lies within, in the cultivation of virtue, integrity, and wisdom. A meaningful life is one rooted in contributing to the greater good, engaging with our communities, and nurturing relationships based on mutual respect and understanding. It's a life where our focus shifts from chasing external validation to aligning with our core values and living authentically. To create a meaningful life, we must first dive deeply into our inner selves. This involves asking hard, often uncomfortable questions. Who am I at my core? What do I stand for? What values guide my decisions? Answering these questions requires introspection and courage, especially in a world that constantly pushes us toward conformity and distraction. The Stoics remind us that it's not enough to simply know our values. We must live by them, even when doing so is challenging or inconvenient. Stoicism serves as a compass for this journey. It urges us to examine not only our actions, but also the intentions behind them. Are we acting out of genuine virtue and integrity, or are we being driven by a need for external approval? This shift in perspective encourages us to live deliberately and authentically, free from the pressures of superficial success. The Stoics also teach us about the impermanence of external conditions. Wealth, status, relationships, these can all change in an instant. By focusing on what is within our control, our thoughts, actions, and attitudes, we free ourselves from the constant anxiety of trying to control the uncontrollable. This realization isn't just liberating, it's transformative. It allows us to direct our energy where it truly matters, toward our growth, virtue, and contributions to the world. A key element of Stoicism is its perspective on suffering and setbacks. These are not roadblocks to happiness, but rather growth opportunities. Each challenge we face offers a chance to develop resilience, cultivate wisdom, and deepen our understanding of life. This doesn't mean Stoics seek out suffering, but they recognize its inevitability and choose to respond with strength and grace. In overcoming adversity, we gain not only personal growth but also a more compassionate heart and a broader perspective on life. Creating a meaningful life isn't about grand gestures or monumental achievements. It's built into the small daily actions that reflect our values. It's found in the kindness we show to others, the integrity with which we approach our work, and the gratitude we express for the simple joys of life. It's in the quiet moments of reflection, the time spent appreciating nature, and the care we give to ourselves and those around us. These seemingly small acts, when practiced consistently, weave together a tapestry of a life well lived. The Stoic path to a meaningful life is not a solitary endeavor. It's one we walk together, drawing on the shared wisdom and experiences of those who have come before us. As Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "What stands in the way becomes the way." By supporting one another and learning from life's challenges, we create a shared legacy of resilience, purpose, and joy. So how can we begin to create a meaningful life today? Reflect on your core values and ensure your actions align with them. Let go of the need for external validation and focus on what's within your control. Embrace challenges as opportunities for growth rather than obstacles to happiness. Practice kindness, gratitude, and self-care in your daily life. By anchoring ourselves in the principles of Stoicism, we equip ourselves not only to face life's challenges, but to thrive in their midst. We find meaning not in the destination, but in the journey itself, in every step, every interaction, and every moment of growth. Let's embrace this Stoic wisdom and strive to live lives of purpose, resilience, and joy, because a meaningful life is not something we find, it's something we create. Number 4. Letting go of the desire for control. The Stoics recognized early on that much of our frustration, anxiety, and even despair stems from our insistence on controlling the uncontrollable. We often expend tremendous energy trying to shape circumstances, outcomes, and even other people to our will, only to realize that much of it lies beyond our reach. This realization, rather than being a cause for disheartenment, is intended to liberate us. It frees us from the self-imposed chains of unattainable expectations and grants us the clarity to focus on what truly matters, our inner world. Embracing Stoicism's guidance on relinquishing the desire for control doesn't mean becoming passive observers of life. Instead, it shifts our focus to areas where we genuinely hold influence, our perceptions, decisions, and reactions. In this internal realm, we can cultivate virtues such as patience, understanding, and resilience. Letting go of control, according to Stoic philosophy, involves a deep acceptance of the natural flow of events. It's about distinguishing between our efforts and their outcomes. While we can strive to influence the former, the latter often falls outside our sphere of control. This perspective doesn't devalue effort, it simply places it in a healthier context, encouraging us to align our actions with our values and detach from specific outcomes. This Stoic teaching also invites us to view each moment as an opportunity to practice acceptance and grow in wisdom. It challenges us to question our deep-seated beliefs about control, success, and security. Often we discover that true strength doesn't lie in controlling the external world, but in mastering our inner landscape. Letting go of the desire for control involves embracing flexibility and adaptability. It requires openness to the unexpected and the courage to face uncertainties with a calm mind and an open heart. Life's challenges then become opportunities for personal growth and self-discovery, rather than sources of stress or disappointment. As we incorporate this principle into our daily lives, we may notice profound changes. Our relationships deepen as we stop trying to control others and instead embrace them as they are. Our stress levels decrease, and our appreciation for the present moment grows. This shift helps us understand that control is not the key to happiness. Balance, acceptance, and inner harmony are. Letting go of our desire for control is not about relinquishing our power. It's about reclaiming it in its most potent form. It is a journey toward inner freedom, marked by a transformation in how we perceive and interact with the world around us. This journey of letting go leads us to a life not defined by external validation, but by internal peace, resilience, and a profound sense of purpose. Stoicism teaches us that while we may not have control over external circumstances, we always have the power to shape our perceptions, decisions, and reactions. By mastering this, we unlock the key to a content and meaningful life. As we conclude our exploration of Stoicism and its timeless teachings, it becomes evident that this ancient philosophy offers more than just a set of principles. It provides a way of living grounded in wisdom, resilience, and peace. Stoicism guides us to focus on what truly matters, helping us navigate the ebb and flow of life with grace and composure. The exercises and practices we've discussed are not abstract concepts, but practical tools that can transform daily challenges into opportunities for growth and deeper understanding. In embracing Stoicism, we're not just learning to detach from outcomes beyond our control, but also discovering the beauty of fully engaging with the present moment. It's about appreciating simplicity, cultivating meaningful connections, and finding joy in living according to our deepest values. This path doesn't promise a life free from pain or trouble, but it offers something far more valuable: the strength to face adversity with courage, the wisdom to act with virtue, and the serenity to accept what we cannot change. Thank you for joining me on this journey here at Virtual Stoic, where ancient wisdom meets modern life. If you found value in today's insights, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Let's continue to grow and explore the profound teachings of Stoicism together. And before you go, check out one of the suggested videos on your screen. It might just be the next step in your path to a virtuous and fulfilling life. Until next time, remember, true strength lies within, and the journey inward is the most important one of all. Stay grounded, stay resilient, and stay stoic.